Fire Emblem 12, Hard 3 ZPG, Chapter 23. Katarina and the Avatar had their third support conversation available after Chapter 21, but I didn't want to spoil it in the previous video. So now we obtained the Magic Bond from that, which grants Katarina +2 magic for this chapter. The roster is a little different from last time. Leiden and Palla finally get to rest after carrying significant portions of the game, to make room for Nagi and Zane, and Wendell's coming to this one instead of Etzel, since Etzel can't use the Again staff. Indeed, I don't know how I could have beaten this chapter without skipping most of it, and this is why I've been hoarding my Again uses. I scraped together a few pennies for one last Wormslayer Forge named Athos, since it's the end of the game. Let's get into this. I had to reset until Miklas gets a crit on this dragon with Jafar, and this is another situation where the 10 movement is required. All we need to do now is get rid of the 2 fire dragons on the flanks. Violin sets up Nagi to slaughter this first dragon for us. There's a Meteor Tome Sorcerer on both sides, so Medea needs a barrier buff before she goes to chunk this dragon with Athos. And it just wouldn't be the end of my run without a completely unnecessary low % crit. After traveling back in time and replaying chapters to make sure I had a Wormslayer for this. Thanks, FE12. We need to get Katarina moving to the throne, so Fina helps with that, although she has to stop 1 tile short of her max movement because of this fire dragon on the left. Zane becomes able to use the Again staff by imitating Yumina, and the other 2 healers make sure Medea can survive the Meteor Tome. Minerva then moves to join her brother, out of range of the Meteor Tomes. Medea dodges, but I hovered over that sorcerer earlier. You can check the S40 might. She would live with 1 HP, and Nagi barely even notices that shit. The Mage Dragons have a few points lower speed than the Fire Dragons, so even without that speed being last chapter, Katarina wouldn't have been doubled by this guy, which is good, because Nosferatu doesn't do any damage to it. Now all these dragons are way too strong for me to fight, so let's just not. 3 Again uses and 2 rescues are going to get Katarina, Miklas, and Marth in position to close this out. Medea, with her beautiful pastel purple hair, makes her final contribution with the save tile. Round of applause for Medea. And then we reset for this Starlight crit, and then pulling from my usual bag of tricks, Violin and potentially Nagi can advance the RNG to boost our odds of finding a crit for Miklas, who then makes his final contribution. It's funny that Miklas has the highest base speed in the game, and it literally never mattered. He could have had 1 speed and the route would have been the same. It's a bit of cosmic irony when I'm always bitching about low speed on pre-promos. And now the 4th Again of the chapter will allow Katarina to fight Gharnef. And then just for fun, I let Nagi commit 1 last act of dragon slaughter. Round of applause for Nagi, whom I know absolutely nothing about as a character. I technically don't need a 4th Again user. Fina could dance one of the others, but to save myself the trouble of resetting for 3 crits on 1 save tile, she's going to dance Minerva to the 2nd save tile. Katarina gets an exact kill on Gharnef with Starlight, but only because of the additional magic from the Magic Bond. So once again, friendship saves the day, even when your friend is a dead-eyed weirdo murderer. Our reward for finally defeating Gharnef is some sword. I don't know. I sincerely hope you'll join me next time when I get to finally stop playing this game. Thanks for watching. Sire, this way. More stairs. Yeah, nothing more exciting than stairs. Shut the fuck up.